Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some more Miami Overwatch here on this Thursday evening. We are here to witness the match against Miami and Indiana University. I can't speak right now for Overwatch Homecoming, I believe.
Yep,
And
that's it.
Don't really know much about this team, so we'll see what both of them decide to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much else, so.
As Mon to say, the only thing that is happening is that we do have a Rocket League stream right after this.
Yes.
I believe it will be the same stream technically.
It's going to be right after.
Yeah, it's going to be directly. I believe they start at 9.
Yeah.
So
let's hope Overwatch is fast.
It's best of 3. It should go pretty quickly. But
let's make it 2 maps, Miami. I think so.
On another note, the next week is going to be a new patch for Overwatch Season 19.
Yes, that is true.
Releasing soon. I don't think there's no new maps, I believe, but there's just going to be normal patch changes.
They did reveal tease, not reveal, the new hero, which I saw. Not much info is known about them. They have boots. That's all they showed in the teaser, so that's all I got.
Yeah, we probably have another another season probably near the end of Season 19, technically. They'll probably showcase a little bit more about the hero. Probably closer to, honestly, probably at BlizzCon.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
They're probably going to reveal it at BlizzCon, what they did. It's going to be Malga treatment. So it should be interesting.
Look where that got us.
Well, Malga treatment, everyone was like, oh, he looks so cool, and then his play style was annoying.
Yeah.
Because you just had to pray that you had
funny.
Hana Zen.
He's funny.
Well, he's a great character. It's just playing him and playing against him feels
I
awful.
I won't argue with that.
I remember it specifically because Malcolm had it happen when I first joined the team, I'm pretty sure.
I got to play Bastion when he came out, so I was happy for like the few months where we were able to do that, and then it continued to be Maga meta, but we could not play Bastion, and then I hated that.
Yeah, but then Pooter's mental took a downfall because he. And as usual, our first map is Lijiang. It's quite normal. It feels. I mean, there's not much self-selection.
I'm probably gonna see Zarya Reaper type stuff. Zarya Reaper cast, maybe a Soj instead of a Cassidy, depending on what point we're on. Again, in our last stream where Miami played, who was it? It was Oakland. I was gonna say Oklahoma, but no, it's Oakland. Where we played Oakland on the Lijiang, we saw Miami pull out the Orisa comp. It was mostly to deal with their hog, but Pooter has a very good Orisa and likes to play that character, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of that too.
Yeah, and probably may see a little bit Symmetra. We'll see if Indiana decides to pull it out. Some teams have decided to just forego having McCree Soj and just going double flex, which double flex currently in OWCS is kind
I've heard
of
it's very, very strong.
Double flex Zarya is quite the meta right now, and then mat dependent, it changes what healers you play realistically. So we'll see what both teams decide to do. So we have Matt pick. Bans, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think
they've probably done their look at their footage or whatever, so they've probably got something in mind.
They've
but
probably done their homework.
Generally, the bans we expect, I guess, used against us. I've seen Reaper ban quite often happen in our last match. Zarya, not a surprising ban, though.
I will say it is funny hearing on yell joyously whenever Zarya or whenever Reaper gets banned. He hates playing that character.
So I love Reaper. I love that guy.
Reaper's great.
W character. Very, very fun.
It's so much fun to play.
Do you have anything else until we go to a quick break before we get our map set up?
I don't think I have anything else. Not much really happening, all things considered. I mean, Miami University is going on fall break, so we will not have streams tomorrow. It's going to be 3-day
I keep forgetting
weekend.
about fall break.
Yeah, fall.
Because we get a day off. That's it.
It's a singular day.
Give me more fall break, please.
Yeah, but then we have another 3-day weekend in near end of October, and then we have
we have a ginormous winter break. I know.
Our winter break is like 2 times the size of most schools.
Yeah, it's like 2 months.
Yeah, it's like a month. I think it's like technically like 6 weeks, exactly.
Something like that.
Something wild. I remember because all my friends, they came back at the same time as me and then left 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah, that happened to me. My friends,
they're just like, "You're still
shorter.
at home? What the?"
I just get to chill. It's nice.
It's super nice. And also because winters here, we experienced an extremely cold winter this past fall semester, and let's just say that was not fun. I remember the one day, specifically the day of midterms, or not midterms, but finals of the fall semester last year, it got down to 8 degrees at noon.
See, I love the cold. I'm built for it.
I don't. Even though I'm technically more built for it than you. And Miami does a hazard ban, which is interesting.
Finally, we can talk about Overwatch again.
Yes, now we're talking
about the weather.
We've been talking about the weather in Miami.
Hazard is banned by Miami.
Yeah, hazard is a character.
Ban. Get that character out of here.
He is very annoying. He's a very annoying character, very strong. Yeah. Not really seeing on Lijiang all that much, but I think it may be because they did their homework and maybe Indiana plays it quite a bit.
Plus, Miami's been very strong in the Zarya Reaper matchup, so just trying to kind of force them into that, because that's really the main viable comp on Lijiang. At least right now, in my opinion. You can make arguments against that, but everyone will.
Unless you want to be wild and play Reinhardt.
Oh, please play Reinhardt.
But it seems like Indiana is banning Reaper, which we probably will see.
I'm waiting to hear
either
Aiden.
On the Genji. Oh, no, he's in the other room.
No, I know. I'm trying to hear him through the wall. I'm making a joke.
They're not currently in the arena right now. They're playing in a different room, so we wouldn't be able to hear him because that's
they're there, not there.
It's a lot more walls to go through.
You can still kind of hear him. Not them, but people in there. But yeah, them banning Reaper does not surprise me in the slightest. If they look at any of our footage, they'll see Aiden tearing up on Reaper. I know he doesn't like to play the character, but he's good at playing the character.
Yeah, so we'll see. Aiden will probably hop on either the Tracer or the Genji.
Yeah.
For Lijiang, that's his 2 next viable picks, most likely on Lijiang.
But now that does beg the question: what tank will we be running? Because Zarya, while a good tank, generally is the tank pick because of their synergy with Reaper. Maybe we see Pooter on the Orisa, like I was talking about earlier. That would not surprise me. You could run like a cast Tracer with that, maybe even a cast Soj if you really want to get double hit Scanny in there.
Something I've seen them doing though is on the 1 point. I believe it's the it's not the center point, but it is the not Garden either. It's the last one. I can't remember the name. I think it's City, technically, or like downtown.
Which one is it? Does it have like the windows?
It's like it's the windows and it's the big like the square
Oh,
building.
yeah, that's downtown.
Is it downtown, I believe?
Probably.
Yeah. On that map, I've been seeing Miami practicing and running a Trae Tracer.
I don't hate that.
Because they just pop up on the window.
Yeah.
And
it's this
right
one.
here, downtown.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
the one that isn't Control Center and isn't Garden.
And Indiana is pulling out Sigma, which honestly has been making quite a resurgence.
Really?
In ranked, I've been seeing him much more in like Diamond to Master levels.
Well, there's also Pooter on that characteristic Orisa. Well, like I called it, I know that man.
Unfortunately,
he lives next to me. I can sense his brain patterns. Never mind.
Nope.
Now I'm sad.
Well, honestly, I don't know.
Depends on what.
I feel like Orisa would be better into Sigma just because you can kind of run him over.
I agree, but I don't think they're predicting the Sig. And Zarya into Sig, also not a horrible matchup. No. Specifically on maps like this where Zarya can really get close. Miami walks to this fight kind of splitting up Indiana, forcing their main tank group to go to the point and their carry go to TB in after them.
They all retest on the group. They're grouped up on point now, though, so Miami has to make something work here to get a little bit of aggro. It does seem like On and, what is that, Alfonso fighting on the right, putting in a lot of work, just melting down the, don't get booped early there.
Doing big damage on the Tracer, while Pooter's doing big damage in the front. On the Sig, Sire does go down to Genji dash, and Sig pulling back up to the fight, full HP, but Pooter kind of upset about that fact, walking up, trying not to die, but unfortunately does go down.
Yeah, unfortunately On there, trying to get in the health pack, missed it a little bit, and got nuked by, I believe that's Asymmetric. Asymmetric, they're finding a little bit of an angle to get rid of Sire on the Sojourn, and Sire realizing that and immediately switching off to a character that allows him a little bit more back pressure and allows him to track the team a little bit more.
I was going to say, I don't think Miami was predicting the Zarya to be the, excuse me, they did pick Zarya, the Sigma to be the pick coming from Indiana, but I think that just this slight adaptation will be what they need, because, you know, your Zarya can still just walk up to it. Xander goes down early, but Pooter pops over to keep himself from getting hit by that rock and build up a little bit of the charge. The Sigma trying to walk a little bit out of courtyard, but can't really make it that far due to the pressure from Genji. Pooter now is pressuring the enemy Sig, gets him down to half HP, but is forced to bubble himself to really get through the Genji. Genji does go down.
Very nice shot there from, I believe that was either Nitrous Oxide or Sire coming back. Managing to burst on that Genji from like, I believe it was like 160 to instant death. And they may have a little bit of a good recontest fight here. Yeah, double Tin Rush coming out, big ult fight here coming in. They got to get rid of that Kiri. They do burst down. It's just so much damage from a full charge Zarya. There's not much you can do with Sig.
And Lucio evaporate. Plus, the Kitsune Rush makes that gun shred.
Very, very nice play there from Miami. One ult, one, just using the mirror Kitsune Rush.
Indiana is kind of coming up on all their ults here, but Miami's not that far behind. They're close to the beat. They have the blade and they have the grav. The only thing they're really behind on is that high noon, and it's high noon. It's really not an ultimate you need to be playing for.
You know, it's realistically, most of the times you'll be seeing it used as an ult to secure a random pick. Very nice play there.
Sigma gets popped and the blade from Miami also does come out. So Cooter pops the grab to try and put the Sig towards the ground, but doesn't end up finding the kill. And the rest of Miami falls soon after.
Yeah, very unfortunately for Miami popping 3 ults. We're just going on to
they
the
only
Ursa.
popped 2. They only used
Oh, I thought the beat was ours. My apologies.
That's actually not.
Wrong.
Yeah.
That was 3 ults from Indiana. I got it flipped.
There's the Orisa.
Yeah, the Orisa is coming out. Get a little bit more aggro here. Realizing they cannot kind of just push past the Sigma and blow their backline.
Sigma does not have the same type of poke potential because he's playing with a Tracer and a Genji, so kind of running him over specifically seems to be the right play, and Miami started off doing that really well, but Lucio gets hit by the rock and kind of falls down, but is able to survive. Genji goes down from some deflect damage and some Cassidy body shots, I want to say. And Miami takes control of the point. Now, Indiana does have 96%, but Miami's percent is ticking up just as quick. On unfortunately falls, though. That is not great. Tracer going back to pressure. Miami on the point. Here comes Kitsune Rush from Indiana.
Comes out, have to wait out for that deflect. They really need to protect him. If they can get it, very well, just in time. Stuck as well, but he walked kind of in this Sire there, unfortunate. On the Tracer trying to contest. Maybe a lost fight though for Miami.
Unfortunate point one.
Yeah, point one going to Indiana. It did feel like Indiana just kind of had they weren't really bursted down as much in full. Miami was dying as team fights a lot
They're
more.
playing to bait their Sigma and try and have him live through these fights. Now, I personally would have stuck with the Zarya after seeing the DPS options that Indiana came out with, because you really just want to have your whole team bum rush the Sig and burn him through the kinetic grass, which Zarya can do, but Orisa can't. Now, Pooter, looking to pick the Ramatra maybe here. I do not hate that. You know, the fists, they also go through both the shield and the kinetic grasp, so it does give you some of that burst down potential. Though, I do worry for this next point. I think this next point, in my opinion, is slightly better for Sigma than that last one. That definitely is going to get someone arguing with me. But that's how I feel.
Yes, and we will see on the Pharah. Interesting. I mean, not a bad pick considering... Oh, no,
this
never
is my
mind.
type
Beatrix
of
switched over to the Freya, which is one of the best Pharah counters in the game. On has to play very careful here.
On already back to the Genji.
Yep, he was expecting the double flex again coming out from Indiana. And that switch. Oh, Pooter barely lives thanks to the speed boost. Alfonso gets picked up by Beatrix though. Freya is such a powerful character. Double taps are ridiculous. Oh, Pooter a little bit stuck here. That deflected his own E, unfortunately. They just kind of have to back out. Just recontest.
Miami trying to walk across bridge here, but not really being able to get through this Sig pressure, so they start to walk left side. On the Genji, forced back up, but he's doing all right for now. Sorry about that cough. Pooter walking up to the edge of point here, pops the slow field onto the Lucio, and has to pop Ramo for him too, but does a lot of damage to Sig and forces to live that rock. Blocking in lives, but eventually does fall down, though they trade out the Genji. What?
Interesting 1v1 here between On and Beatrix. Unfortunately, On loses it. The wall of Genji's down, but I believe Pooter is also down with the initiative. They're trying to fight this Lucio on the left. It does seem like maybe they have a chance here. They did get a boop onto the Sig there.
Sig falls down. The Bola from Indiana gets no one, and then Kiriko falls to Lucio. Alfonso trying to dash after Kiriko and finding that kill, while Lucio kind of dancing around the top of the point trying to get a little more play, but also does eventually fall.
It does seem like Alfonso, they're just kind of dancing around, trying to hunting down for little targets. You gotta be careful when you're playing a boopable tank like Sigma.
Especially in those fights where you think the Lucio's been dealt with. Indiana electing to go White Room direction. Not a bad pick, though they're going to have to push through a very tight choke through that Ram slow field. They go out and both Kitsunes get thrown. Pooter falls down from the rock, but is able to get back up and try and do some damage. Big Bola onto the Sigma, and Sigma falls. Miami is down 2, now down 3. Pooter walking up, doing a lot of damage, takes down the Freya, and Lucio is half HP on point. Pooter walking now back to the point, pops his ult, or no, gets his ult, excuse me, I wanted him to pop it there. But he has the regular ram form, and maybe doesn't need to pop the ult. It is a 1v3, but he has regular ram form up, and a Lucio assist to come and help him pick up these last 2 kills. Lucio makes it out barely, but falls to the Freya. The Genji gets back in there with Blade.
Very good E, good timing there for Pooter.
Good E, good Suzu, good shield, and pops the ult to try and fully counter this. Genji going down to 1 HP, but does get out, and the Sigma pops an ult just to get no one. Tracer from Indiana is off the map, and that is a fight to Miami. Crucially, while they still had control, they did not lose control for that entire time, and they get the Kiriko.
Very nice play there from Miami. Pooter popping that ult, trying to just stay alive, get that extra health damage bonus.
I kept thinking the fight was about to end, so I was like winding down my commentary, but they kept it going up until that point, getting a lot of extra picks and extra percentage, going up to 75 against Indiana's 51.
Very good there from Pooter, having the control not to pop that ult immediately to try and finish off those last 2 picks.
Yeah, I would have done that, and that would have been the wrong play.
Yeah, very good and controllable.
Bola starts off, does get eaten, and comes out from Indiana. Aiden trying to get in the back here, fighting 3 people with that blade who are all living through feet. DPS get traded out. The Genji from both. The Genji on our side versus the Freya on theirs. They trade for the Sigma then too. A big pick here in these last 2 percentages. Wu Yang takes a lot of damage from the Freya sticks, but is able to make it back around the corner. Genji getting low, trying to crawl over the wall to get back to point, as well as Lucio trying to get to that same location. Lucio wall rides out, surviving.
Indiana goes on to ball, managing to pick Sire, but unfortunately he lost both his healers. Zero's going out. Nitrous Oxide just wants to end this already. Oh my goodness, the burst. The ball got bursted down. Yeah. The amount of damage.
A lot of long fights on this second one, and Miami really took advantage of that fact. I think that the Sigma comp from Indiana definitely, weirdly enough, didn't want to have slow fights, even though that's kind of a thing you'd want from Sigma. and they were forced to switch on the ball for the touch. Oh, a Roadhog. Okay, I was going to say Sombra. Now, I think that Miami is going to roll out on the on the Ram comp that they're showing here, but I think that either they lose fight 1, being surprised by the Hog comp, and switch to Orisa, or they just beat the Hog comp. But they do have a pocket comp to deal with a Roadhog that works extremely effectively. We saw it in their match against Oakland, where they had specifically built it to deal with Krawi's Hog.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do on going after that Genji again. Not a bad pick.
Avant's Genji is so good.
Just being able to put pressure on the backline is such an important tool. And honestly, Ram's not a bad pick into Hog either.
No, it's not, and you see exactly why. Their Hog just kind of can't deal with Miami's aggressive pressure, forced the whole team to back up. Now, no one gets picked from Indiana, and they are looking to get a pick on this backline in Miami. But Tracer cooldowns forced, and Lucio and Genji cooldowns forced. The whole team of Indiana is forced to back up from Pooter's Ram form.
Yeah, but now they have to play a little bit more less aggro, having that Ram form and that extra damage reduction block. Very good shield there, blocking the hook. From
Heads up play. I need him clipping that in the Ram clip down. His slow form gets evaporated mid-air by a Roadhog hook. Did not know that was an interaction. Han goes down from that second Roadhog hook.
There's the new 2x damage multiplier from the Roadhog.
Hey, he's a threat now, and weirdly enough, I don't hate that. Another hook comes out and finds the Ram from Miami, but Pooter's able to pop form and keep himself alive. The rest of Miami forced to back up while Pooter falls dangerously low, but is able to survive until he pops the Ram form and takes a kunai to the dome. TP from our Kiri gets him out of damage, but another random Kiri shot finds the kill. Miami falls, and Indiana's percentage is now ticking up 10 to 28.
Yeah, we'll see what Miami says to do here. They do have a lot of few ults coming up, and it'll be interesting if they manage to get the Kiri ult off before the Kiri. Oh, there it is.
I knew it was coming.
Not a bad play.
Even though the beginning of this map I don't think was that bad for Miami on the Ram comp, I think it's going to go a lot better with this Orisa combo. They know how to play this. They have built this comp to deal with Roadhog. Though Zyre goes down early due to this Kitsune Rush Roadhog ult combo. Kind of a crazy amount of damage that can need to output, but Pooter does find the Genji to trade back. Now walking up a fight on, falls to the Tracer in server room, but Pooter is able to start pressuring this point. Hog throws out the hook, but misses crucially, and Miami takes control of point without any contest from Indiana. Now backing up our supports onto Coast to help have Orisa hold on to the point. I'm running out of breath. These fights go on forever.
Oh, nitrous oxide a little bit down, and it'll be coming out a little bit too late to save him. On coming back, he does have plays up here. Beautiful spear onto the Kiri, but manages to survive at like 1 HP. And unfortunately, I believe that's going to be a one fight from Indiana using the pulse one to finish off Pooter. Not mad, all things considered, because Miami was able to just cap that before even Indiana all fell.
Even though that's technically a lost fight, you're entirely right. Plus, we did see the Hog ult and the Kiriko ult come out from Indiana, allowing Pooter to kind of get in there with this Orisa ult and maybe the on ult. That's what I'm going to call it now. It's not a blade, it's an on ult. Ooh, nitrous.
Just be glad it ain't an AKM blade.
Or an agility's blade. That's a deep cut. Not a ton of people know agility's blade.
No. I know the AKM blade mostly.
Well, that's the good. Agility's blade is a stream clip, but Pooter's walking up to the fight here, pushing the Hog away. Hog does miss hook as Nitrous finds another pick onto the Lucio, while On pops his blade and takes down the enemy Kiriko. Alfonso hooked into the Roadhog's maw and taken down, but Hog looks like he's going to trade his life for that pick, and he does. On goes down to the Tracer, blinking in with that punch, but Tracer is not able to stop the cap, and Miami takes it, plus getting Tracer at the end there, and Lucio's getting a little aggressive in here for... Oh my god! I stopped talking because I had to line that up in my head for Pooter.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
This is why you play Geometry Dash. That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say why you attend Geometry class. So you don't really do Geometry in Geometry.
They're very nice there, and they're bullying this Hog to this corner.
Yes, they are.
Move him down
early. Though
but
Genji trades for 2 with a deflect on a Lucio and some right clicks on a Sire.
It is a 3v2 though, and Nitrous Oxide is alive, which is a majority of Miami's healing. Yeah. So we'll see what this guy to do. Yep.
It's 2v3 with the Genji and... Oh my god, Pooter!
Bruh.
Put the spear away.
These spears in the second half of this match has been incredible.
Here with the Gary Rush, Pooter pops his ult and forces the Suzu, and the Hog evaporates him. Good golly.
Yeah, that's
Miami
the unfortunate part.
Forced to back up here.
They're going to have to back up, because here's the other thing. They do have Sienna Rush, and Indiana does it. This is a big power play. They can get in there, but I think Indiana knows
going
that.
Around the outside.
So they're trying to not let him touch.
Excuse me, sorry. Fun's going around the outside. They do know he's here, but all he has to do is put his body on point. No, but it's the Lucio who boops away. Is Miami going to be able to get a touch? And they do with the Kitsune Rush. Lucio going dangerously low, but does make it outside. Miami taking control back at this point, and the Roadhog has to walk back around a server, giving Miami control of the point. Trace steps on, takes a huge amount of damage from his first right click, and is forced to recall really, really early. Genji low, goes down from the Indiana University, but On is traded out on the Tracer. Again, Orisa boxing out the rest of Indiana with a big spear to prevent the hook on the Roadhog. Nitrous does fall the enemy Tracer, but cooldowns are looking low for Indiana as their Kitsune Kiriko falls. Sire doing his best to stay alive next to his Orisa, and this Hog doesn't get any kill, but falls himself. Hooter almost starting up another ult here, and Lucio gets the beat off, unfortunately, for Miami. Hooter turning up another spear, gets the Lucio, and he's finally dead.
Beautiful movement from Alfonso that entire time, spinning around, eating the walls on the point.
He wasn't able to get that original delay, but yeah, he was, like, moving.
Alfonso, yeah.
What a map.
Beautiful.
That was a banger of a map. That was a good one.
That was a very good game for Miami. It's so many micro plays there that caught
this not
allowed
nacho chalk or I cannot read what that name was.
It's
saying.
hard to say on the bottom left. So many micro plays that entire match, both map 1, 2, and 3, that allowed the team to do what they need. Especially that third point in the server room. The amount of spears from Pooter that allowed them to win so many fights.
Well, I was going to say, what we kept seeing after they switched on the Orisa comp is even in fights where Miami went down, Pooter, and generally it would be Nitrous Oxide hugging Pooter, were able to kind of box out the rest of Indiana and take control of the point. So then once the respawns from Miami come in, or the respawns that didn't need to happen because they didn't get picked early, in either of those instances, we saw Miami take control of the point in fights where they were generally starting off losing. Then they basically match percentage in losing fights the whole map. Get to the end, they have to win one big fight where they have big ults. It's a not bad way to play the character.
And also, like we said, at the beginning of that fight, Nitrous Oxide having a Cinder Rush and not having an answer to it on the side of Indiana also caused a lot of issues.
I think that's what ultimately won Miami that fight there, because Pooter gets his foot in the point and just absolutely shreds the Lucio, and then the whole Indiana lineup scatters.
Okay, we have some information for our next map. We are going to Kings Row, which unfortunately is a map that is infamously not the best for Miami. Unfortunately, it's one of their only maps so far in the season that have a less than 50% win rate. So we'll see what they decide to play. And it does seem that Miami bans Genji and Indiana bans Zarya, which is very interesting. We have a little bit of situation of a dropped cap over here. Unfortunately, we have a little bit of a dropped cap. Okay.
Well, I don't want to have an uncapped beverage.
No, you never want an uncapped beverage. But that was a very good map there. Wonderful from both teams. Miami kind of just having better ults.
No, we're good. We're so chill.
Kind of just having better ults in between and knowing when to pop, not pop ults and when to. A little unfortunate there when Pooter popped his Orisa ult and he just got instantly exploded by the Hog ult.
Yeah, the amount of damage that ultimate does in the Kitsune Rush is just absurd. Plus, usually Hog ult's damage is kind of negated by the fact that it pushes you away. When Orisa's popping that ult, you are not walking away from that, and you are eating all of that damage in 1 second. I think it's like somewhere around the 1,300 effective health number is that what Orisa has during that ult, and they just evaporated. So, but I mean, other than that, yeah, really good ult usage.
When all bullets hit, I do believe each bullet is like 10 to 5 damage.
Yeah, plus 2 times speed, so double damage.
And then also every single second he shoots out 200 bullets.
Yeah.
So
he deep fried the horse.
He went down. But very good game there from Miami. Kings Row, we'll see how they adjust. No Zarya is going to be interesting, considering it's probably the most played tank on Kings Row currently. Yeah. We might be seeing the Reinmir.
I was going to say, I wouldn't hate a Reinmir. I also wouldn't hate Orisa or Ram again. Both not bad picks on Kings Row, especially against what we've seen Indiana playing so far.
Yeah, and also another thing to mention, Indiana does have Hazard available now, because Hazard is not banned.
That's true.
No longer.
Though Hazard's not great on Kings Row, in my opinion. Not his best map.
Granted, King's Row is Indiana's pick, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Interesting to see what they pull out. Maybe a Sigma comp that they'd seem partial at on Lijiang.
Yeah, their Sigma wasn't that bad at all.
Well, they were playing it in places that I don't always understand as Sigma to be played, so it wouldn't surprise me if we saw it here. And then, Sigma's had his own amounts of viability on King's Row, but generally not the primary tank you see on that map right now.
Yeah, not much seen of Sigma during
and so, we're seeing Ball. We saw Hog for second, but we don't see it anymore. And we're seeing the Orisa from Miami to start it off. Now, either way, so yep, there's the Roadhog.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do. Miami is on the Orisa at the start, which not a bad pick considering they're on Hog in the middle. And Beatrix here
Huge goal from Pooter,
using the Widow, which will be interesting considering Widows kind of have been the bane of Miami's existence on King's Row, because they don't really have like a fantastic, crazy Widow player like we used to have in the form of Winter.
Lucas, my king.
Watching him
live next to him.
I was gonna say when my favorite game I've ever spectated and casted was on Circuit Royale Homecoming. I believe it was against Ball State, and y'all went to Game 5.
Oh yeah, I know the one. Indiana rolling out in the Roadhog here, circle around, and now force out whoever's hiding out in the hotel. Walks through and ultimately goes all the way through, finding a hook onto On. But Hog kind of stuck in there, gets speared in the corner, and then speared in the corner again. Going low, but doesn't fall, but actually does fall.
Just body block it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there, Sire does get up the high ground, which isn't a situation you want to be in, especially that corner high ground, which allows him to dodge a lot of the Widow's angles.
Yeah. Widow being, like, not a bad pick for when you're trying to take the heads off of your enemies and also trying to put a lot of high pressure on these other hit scans, but without a tank that could really support her, Widow's going to have a difficult time getting that done.
Very nice spear. Nitrous Oxide finding a beautiful headshot onto Asymmetric. Beatrix falling low. I'm just kind of pestering the backline at this moment. No hook, and On is like, okay, time for me to get free value.
And they find a Lucio too. This is a really, really good defense coming out here to start from Miami. And Indiana stubbornly sticking to this Roadhog.
The unfortunate part is one Widow headshot or one random hook onto the healer, things could change very quickly.
They're literally playing the slot machine composition right now.
And just hoping for an angle, hoping for a hook. Now, honestly, if they maybe will, once they get the Roadhog ult, maybe will just burst down Pooter if they force him to a little bit of the corner.
Hog kind of getting forced into the corner here of the statue. Not really having much space to walk through to this Orisa. Now kind of walking up once they know the Soj got him low, but Soj falls himself. Now Orisa walking up to the Widowmaker, trying to pressure the sniper himself. Doesn't find the kill, but is able to kind of force him back while Hog walks to the point with an interestingly placed Kitsune Rush, but isn't really able to make anything from that. Widow falls low and is forced out by Fire as the Pulse Bomb gets stuck onto the Roadhog by On. Frog gets cleansed, but ultimately Lucio falls.
Yeah, very, very nice there from Miami. Don't really know what. Oh, sorry, spear.
I felt that one on my chest.
Indiana, though, a little bit interesting Xander rush, and now they don't have one to match Nitrous Oxide.
No, they don't.
Very, very interesting to see how Indiana play this. Their best bet is to just use this Roadhog ult to burst down Pooter. And I think that's what they're doing. They're playing this very aggressive, trying to get an angle, but Pooter's saying no. Yep, Pooter's coming out, just bursting down.
There he goes. We are having bacon for dinner.
Very, very nice. And then there's two up here, and listen like Cyre's going, ouch. Very nice shot. And the Tracer's trying to find an angle to get out. We'll see if they
Sire, don't fall into the trap. You never chase into second point.
No.
They always kill you if you chase into
he got the pick. Nice. Yeah, luckily Sire has been practicing his Doge quite a bit. It's not as good as his cast yet, but it is hitting those right clicks.
One of my important Overwatch rules is that you never want to chase a Tracer into second point of King's Row if you're on defense, because they will a lot of times kill you, and they get aggressive in there trying to get the Ajax, and the voice line gets interrupted. The ultimate itself doesn't. Pooter swings in with that ultimate, and Susados gets forced, but very awkward position here for Indiana, being stuck in a hotel, taking a lot of damage from the soldier.
And then On just sitting in the back, shooting them in the back from their angle. Pooter does fall though, and unfortunately the Summit is still up. But here's the thing, Indiana has not much healing besides the Lucio currently.
No, they don't.
So right now On just playing around the shield and just bursting down the enemy tank. Oh, the Curie does come back, but they missed the Suzu hitting the car.
On falls to a random headshot from the enemy Kiriko, and Pooter is forced to come back on Doomfist.
Oh
my god! Nitrous absolutely dumpsters the enemy Tracer, but is forced to cleanse and TP himself out. Pooter trying to get something done on the Sojourn, but ultimately cannot. Has to live, but that's all you really got to do on Doomfist as Indiana finds another pick while switching onto the Wrecking Ball. That could have worked.
Unfortunate there from a Nitrous outside, that is coming out perfectly to help protect actual Lippy, but Pooter Scooter just in this thin rush, putting in so much pressure on Fang Beatrix. A very long shot, and it's just a ball now to contest. And then, but it's a Doom, unfortunately, punted to a wall.
Great defense from Miami.
Honestly, probably one of their best defense on Kings Row to date.
I have to agree.
Because I mean, I think this is the first time they've held on first point without having to be into like the round 3 or 4. That was
very a good place to start
from Miami.
Yeah, I really liked how Sire was kind of playing around the Widow and Soj angles, trying to just kind of keep them at an arm's reach until they were forced to take a bad angle and then move to pressure. I also loved how Pooter was kind of getting active, pressuring the Widow when the Widow was hanging out in main more often than they should. Ultimately, the really strong thing with Miami's original comp when they were against the Roadhog was the Hog can't really do anything. He has nowhere to walk. He has no one to help him walk to where he can't walk. So the Orisa standing there effectively zones Hog's entire kit. Hog cannot get any, like, Hog was trying to open a lot of fights with a hook onto the Orisa, and guess what? Orisa has 3 cooldowns to stop a Roadhog hook, so I see why you said, oh, looks like we got a Reinhardt. I really hope Hooter sticks with that, because, you know, I love some good rush, some good classic rush.
Honestly, Miami's best bet here. I do like the TP. I am wondering if they want to try something, because this is
Big Bastion.
This,
do it.
Well, this is a setup I've seen before.
They're playing Roadhog. You have a Reinhardt. This is your moment.
Before you joined us in casting, there was one time where they actually pull it off. They did do the Great Bamboozle.
I'm so proud. I'm also a huge Gladiators fan. Got a Gladiators flag in my room at home. Got a bunch of Gladiators jerseys.
They did it perfectly. Granted, unfortunate there, but honestly, into a team like this where it's a Roadhog and there's also a Tracer, just
I definitely think this is the better comp choice. I just got excited.
The only time they managed to pull it off was when they were running Hanzo and Widow the backline. So they just didn't have much movement.
We're seeing a TV composition coming out from Miami with Pooter walking on a point of pressure. Hook comes out, but isn't actually able to find a connection onto the enemy Lucio, and Pooter is forced to back up, so kind of a neutral interaction so far here from Miami. But they are
what a hook!
Great hook from the enemy Hog. I mean, he's a great hog. Both DPS are down for Miami.
Unfortunately, that both Supers are now stuck in that backline. I think he dies there because of that hook. These hooks, honestly, 2 very nice hooks, but he couldn't really find any on the offense. Very nice there from Zach.
And that's the thing. Hog, while definitely able to be zoned by an Orisa, if you're not able to keep him outside of that effective distance, he is deadly.
The amount of that 2 times damage increase, he can just burst down tanks so much quicker now. And then also one-tapping 300 HP heroes is an entirely different matter.
He's finally got his aura back.
Just be glad it's not in the current triangle of Orisa, Hog, and Maga. I remember when that was meta for like 3 months.
Pooter pressuring out of this point here, doing a good job of picking up their percentage, and they do get the first checkpoint on falls, but you know, that's already good percentage. It's 2
picks
down.
Immediately, but Sire
it is the 3v3 on both sides with Tracer pressuring our backline. Unfortunately, double healers against Tracer doesn't seem like the best matchup for a Tracer.
Very big ult here. This put pressure on this Hog. That's all he's been doing this entire time, just keeping the Hog in a little bit of a corner.
There it is.
Miami takes it, winning the series 2-3. Their best showing on Kings Row to date so far. Beautiful there. Honestly, I have to give a little bit of props to Sire there. His positioning has improved a lot since the last time they played Kings Row. He played these angles where the Widow can't see him. He didn't really go to low gun all too much. He played a lot with Nitrous Oxide on the offense.
This is one of the play of the games I've ever seen.
Okay. Random headshot. Very nice there. Very good series. Honestly.
Really good map, too.
Yeah. Very nice map, too. Good showing for Miami. Finally managed to hold first on Kings Row. Definitely seem like they're improving on their hybrid and
Well, one of Miami's other problems has always been our adaptation. We've always kind of struggled with dealing with things that didn't really gel well for us at first. But in both of these maps, we saw really good adaptation. And while it was fundamental, yes, switching on to Orisa against a Roadhog isn't rocket science. But, you know, the fact that we were able to very quickly implement that shift, we saw the same thing when On switched from Pharah to Genji the second he saw the Freya. Being able to be flexible like that is a very important skill. And I'm happy to see it being so successful here.
Yeah, very good there. They are very much improving. I can see the way they're practicing their hybrid and escort, which is Miami's worst two modes, and it does seem that practice is paying through. They played Kings Row better than I've ever seen them play it before. So, and
overall, I'd say very good match. We are going to have to get out of here so that we can set up for the Rocket League stream following very soon after this. Do we know who they're playing?
Do we have info on who Rocket League
It's somebody,
is
and you're going to find out when the match happens, which is very soon. So get excited for whoever it happens to be. But that's it for me. I think that's it for you. We will see you guys later next Tuesday, probably something like that.
Next Tuesday.
Goodbye.
See y'all then.